film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Because indie film it's on fire this morning, bud. Man, I don't know. It's a good time most of the time.
No, all the time.
Today it's an international good time.
An international good time. We got up early for this. Hey, if this is your first time listening to Indie Film Sucks, my name's Mackie. This is my partner, Grega. We're missing the third leg of our stool. His name is Brock Roberts. We call him the good-looking one. He is on assignment today, so you won't be hearing him today. Indie Film Sucks is a podcast where we talk about the highs,
the lows,
and the in-betweens of
true
independent filmmaking. So if you're into independent films like we are, this is the podcast for independent filmmakers talking to independent filmmakers. So check us out on indiefilmsucks.com and like and subscribe to our podcast. But today it's not about us.
No.
Today it's about a new feature film from All In Entertainment called what was it called? The Fall of the Barsisa, if I said that correct.
I don't think you did.
Oh,
You say
it then.
I think it's The Fall of Barsisa.
Yeah.
Fall of Barsisa. Sorry, guys. This is the first time that. So, a quick synopsis: it's a modern reimagining of the fable of the same name. Three brothers leave their ailing sister in the company of a devout and honorable figure, as they are guided on by an ambitious stranger through treacherous terrain in search of a remedy. So you got me right there, fellas. I mean, absolutely got me right there. So today we got the cast and crew. We're going to be interviewing them. So before we start, let's go around the room and talk about what your name and then what role you played, either cast or crew, on the film. So AJ, let's start with you.
Hi everyone. So my name is AJ, and I'm playing the role of Barsisa for the film. And yeah, I mean, yeah.
Cool. Rooney. Rooney, you want to introduce yourself and what role you played?
Hi, yeah, my name's Rooney, and I'm playing the role of Adam. So he's the middle brother of the three brothers who the characters are, and I'd say he's a bit of the hot-headed one out of the three brothers.
Nate.
Hi there. Yes, so my name's Nath, and I am the stalker in the film. It's a part which consists of someone kind of watching the bad things unfold and trying to not stop it, but put in words of advice. And I'm also the musician of the film. I'm putting the music into the film, working behind the scenes with Ian on that, and that's getting quite fun, actually. I've got stuff to send him, which I keep faffing doing, which he's going to get on my case soon, probably. But yeah, so it's all really fun on my side, for definite.
Nice. Josh?
Yeah, hi, I'm Josh, and I'm playing Dr. Awar. He's the mysterious stranger that was mentioned there in the synopsis.
Nice. Zane? No Zane A, Zane.
Hi, my name's Zain Ali, and I play Rizwan, the younger brother in The Fall of Barsisa.
The other Zane.
Hi, I'm Zain as well, and I play Hans, the oldest brother of the family.
And last but not least,
I'm Ayon. I'm Ayon, the writer, the director, a bit of DOP as well, wherever I could.
Yeah, editor. I mean, you got the whole. So let's kick it off with you. I've never heard of this fable. Is this a true fable? What's the inspiration behind that? Talk a little bit about that. Just get us kicked off.
Yeah, I think it's more of a folk tale than a fable, I think. and it really spoke to me because I was watching a lot of Faustian films at the time where I discovered it, and the folktale itself doesn't really involve anything Faustian, but when I was watching these films, I was thinking of how I could incorporate them together, and we definitely took our creative liberties with it, but it's more or less sticks to the same tempoles that the original folktale does.
So is this a folktale coming out of what? What's the origin of the folktale? Is it, because I've never, in the States here, I've never heard of the folktale personally. So what's the origin of the folktale?
I believe it's a bit of a religious one, but I can't really pinpoint which religion exactly it is. It's just a bit from all of them, really.
No, that's interesting. So talk about your process here as you drove into this. Is this your first feature? Is this, have you done other things? Talk about the process of getting this thing off the ground and how you kind of did that. Anybody can chime in at any time.
Yeah, this is definitely the most ambitious film I've done. I've done probably 3 in the past. I've worked with Josh quite a few times. Yeah. Yeah, so the longest one I've done before this is around 40 minutes, I think. I anticipate this to clock in around 90, so it's definitely the longest one.
Yeah, go ahead, AJ. No, that's okay. So what was that process of jumping in from a 40-minute to a 90-minute film? Talk about some of the challenges in that. Because we've both done, we've done a few shorts, but for us, we've always done features. So we've always been into that.
Well, I started out as a short filmmaker.
Yep.
Right. I personally made 3 short films, and I thought, hey, I'm equipped now enough to make a feature film, and I jumped into my first feature, and we're talking almost 25 years ago. And for me, it was a rude awakening how much more work is involved, because it's a lot of work to make any film, right? Even a short film is a lot of work. But then when you jump into a feature, that just expands exponentially. And a lot of people can't pull it off because it triples the workload. So how was your experience going from a short filmmaker, which is tough but contained, to doing a feature?
When I got to writing the script, I didn't really have any idea for the length. I just started writing wherever it started, wherever it ended. It clocked in around, can't remember off the top of my head, around 60 pages, I think. So we've managed to stretch that, got a good bit of footage, and going from shorts to features, there's definitely a lot of, it's not easy making a film. There is, had a lot of difficulties with short films, but we were able to contain it in shoot that in quite a short period of time. This one, it spanned across, it was originally meant to be over the course of a month, and it ended up going over 2.5. Yeah.
So are you guys still in production, or are you wrapped up, or where are you at?
We wrapped 2 weeks ago now, I think.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah, I'm in post-production now, around 5 minutes in. Yeah, so I've not really got much to show, to be fair.
Good for me, though, because it means I've got a little bit more time.
Yeah, no rush.
Get myself together, so that's good.
No, absolutely. So you plan on this being, so you shooting weekends, nights, like when you can, or do you have like a straight through kind of production schedule?
It was exclusively on weekends, yeah.
Yep.
We were trying to do double weekends, but obviously sometimes things popped up, and then we just have to split those weekends up and just move things around wherever we could.
So have you all worked together on other projects? How did you pull your casting together? And you said you'd worked with Josh in the past before. Has anybody else worked with, let's go around the horn a little bit, talk about your roles and your experience on the film. Does anybody? Yep, go ahead.
No, no, you go. Go on.
Okay, I was going to say was, I think Ian approached me somewhere to, he see my work on somewhere, so that I'll get you on board. And he asked for audition, and it's my own fault. I was all busy with other projects and stuff like that, and I had personal reasons I couldn't do the audition, so I just completely forgot about it. And then I don't blame him. He wanted to push on, so I saw backed up from the project somehow. I was a bit upset, but it wasn't his fault. It's all my fault. And then later on, somebody backed her, and then he asked me again, "Do you want to pop up and come up board?" I goes, "Yeah, why not, please." So I think it was fate that brought us back again on this project. I mean, I was meant to be. I was destined to come back on this project, so I was very happy that I'm on this project with all you lovely guys, all the cast and crew. Everyone was superb. Everyone worked so hard on this, despite of the grueling weather we went through, especially on last day as well. It was so bad, and we just all mucked in and got the best out of everyone and finished the project. And the rest, we'll see what happens.
What about you, Josh?
Yes, obviously, as our directors mentioned, we've worked together before. And one thing I really admired about him is that he is very ambitious. He's always keen to go for. I remember I've looked through my emails. He sent me the script for this back in the summer of 2024, so it was quite a while ago. And I have to be honest, I had my doubts whether we'd actually pull it off, because I read it and thought, this is very ambitious. You know, the shooting locations are in the middle of nowhere. I think we had trouble getting 1 or 2 actors together for our short films. So trying to get 8 or 9 of us unpaid, getting people to dedicate that amount of time was going to be really difficult. But he somehow pulled it off. I still don't really know how. He's a bit of a magician, really. That's something I really admired about him in the sort of 2 years that we've known each other, is that he doesn't give up. He really is committed. And I think when you're at this level, you need to be committed.
Yes.
You need to put that real hard work in, and no one's going to see that when the final film is done, but we will all know that he's really put the hours in. My job effectively is done for the film, whereas his is going to keep going on forever and ever and ever, basically, until the film gets premiered. So huge hats off to him for that. And it's been a really great experience just meeting some other actors. I have worked with Ion before, but we've only done very, very, that's it for me. I've never done anything else. So to actually meet some other people in the industry who are as passionate and as dedicated as he, and hopefully me, are as well, then it's been really great. So I can't thank him enough, really, for asking me to come on board yet again, and hopefully there'll be some more in the pipeline. You never know.
Josh, that's interesting. We've done a lot of interviews. We've talked to people, around the world, and independent film is the same. You need the driving force, as Chris Grega is on our team, for the drive, the ambition. Come hell or high water, the project's going to get complete. Whether you're on board or not, it will get complete. And I think that's a key element of our level. You said not getting paid. Another true thing about independent film, right? It's about the passion. It's about the drive. It's about putting the feature together. And I think it's interesting. Every single time we talk to independent filmmakers, it's the same story. Doesn't matter if you're in UK or the United States or Germany or anywhere. We're all doing the exact same thing, making film and just trying to get a project out there. So Josh, I appreciate those comments, because it rings true to our audience and the other independent filmmakers out there, that there's other people like us out there, that when you're alone in the woods and it's raining and you're trying to get this shot, or you're losing the weekend, or you're losing the light, understand that there's somebody else around the world that's in the same boat you're in, losing the light, unpaid, in the rain, trying to get the shot. So I appreciate that from that standpoint. Sorry, anybody else want to kind of comment on their experience on the film? And
I was going to say, so for myself, I'd never met anyone from the cast before, and I'd never talked to Jan. And I remember he sent me a script. He found me on Star Now. I had my profile on there, so he sent me the script, and he just said, "I've seen your profile. It seemed like you could fit the role. What do you think?" And I remember the first thing that pulled me in was the script first, because I didn't really know much about the team or what it was going to kind of become. But from the script, I thought I definitely want to be a part of this project. So I remember saying, "No, I'm interested." I think he sent me it it was May for me this year, but it was a few months. So I remember just practicing it, but it was only once I got on set with the cast that I really felt that passion come through. from everyone, and that was really like a motivating like factor for me of like, oh wow, like everyone, we're all in this thing together. And like even when we did come up with like the first day we came up with like a big issue, we didn't manage to film anything, but just kind of meeting everyone made it worth it. And I thought, oh, this is going to be something like better than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, it's just been I was thinking the same lines as Josh, really. It's just really nice to see the passion come through out of everyone, and just dedication for the film.
Yeah, and I'll come in straight on top of that with almost the same words. Like I was found from Star now as well. At first, I wasn't even planning to do an acting role in it. It was just for the music, and I kind of I threw myself in there. I think even though I thought all the parts had been taken, I was like, just by any chance, if there is any more acting roles, regardless of size, I'll be interested. Literally just threw my hat in, and yeah, it pulled off on my side. I was really like, I couldn't believe it really, because I've never really been in a film. I've done stage stuff with theatre when I was younger, small bits, nothing like big, all quite small. And the energy that came along with every day that I spent with these guys was just phenomenal, really. It was like everybody said about the passion. It's been nuts. It was nuts. The whole experience. And I think obviously sounds like it's similar for everybody. It's which is awesome as well, because although we're not all talking actively like that, I think we did all make a huge group of friends, which just like was an unlikely group of friends to come about, but it did. And yeah, it's just been awesome, really. The whole part has been brilliant.
No, yeah, that's awesome, because I always look at I'm a stage actor myself, and this is the only time that this group of people will ever come together to make this particular piece of art. And it could only be made with the folks that were pulled together for this. If somebody else took the same script and pulled a different group of people together, it would be a different piece of art. And that's the uniqueness with stage or film or anything like that I always like to look on and going, this couldn't have been done without the people that were collaboratively into it, and the final product will be the work that you all put into it. So that's what I always find interesting about any collaborative, ensemble of individuals who never met each other, that took a script that came out of somebody's brain and put it on film for the world to see. That just always fascinates me that happens. So thanks, Nate, for putting that back into my mind and reminding me that's really key. AJ or Zane, you got anything on your end?
So for me, like when Ayan he approached me last year, in 2024, he approached me. He said to me like, I've got one role for me, a lead role for the Bartisa. He shared the scripts and everything, and then he asked me for auditions, and I was like, it was overwhelming for me. Firstly, when I this is my first lead role for the featured film, so I was like very excited as well. And while going through the scripts and all, I was inside my head, I was creating those scenes as well, like how I can do better with this my roles and everything. So all those scenes was going in my head, and then I was like, yes, this is something which I can do it. So and then I gave auditions as well. Everything was like and when I met everyone on set, it was amazing. Like all of those especially with the Ayan, as he's very ambitious. I can see at some point I felt like he stretched me too much, but then I realized like all those scenes was like needs to be happening. So I was it was unremarkable for the scenes in which Ayan was bringing for us, and that was like at some point I felt like I can't do this, but no, Ayan was like not giving up on me, and then others also inspired me. Like I can get those scenes done. To a few minutes for a breather and all. Then I'm just looking forward to what he's bringing up. When it's gonna get released and everything. So I'm super excited for this. So, and can't thank enough Ayan for this. Thank you.
Nice. What about you, Zane?
Yeah, so I think Ayan initially approached me last March to be a part of this project. And once I read the script and did a bit of research on the origin of the story, I was really interested because I found the themes really fascinating and it's something that I really wanted to explore. But then, due to various personal commitments, I had to drop out in the summer. And I think these guys they started shooting around late summer, July, August time. And apparently, my replacement went missing on location. And then Ayan decided to message me and say, "Oh, if you're free, can you come back and be on the project?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So I think I was the last person to be on the project to come into the project. And what I will say is the next few weeks were some of the most fun weeks of my life, but also some of the most painful weeks of my life. and working with these guys was just amazing. And yeah, we definitely became friends. And yeah, can't wait to see the final product.
Hey, I appreciate all that. Hey, so you got me more intrigued, right? We read the synopsis here. Who can dive more into maybe Anne, could you maybe dive in a little bit more about what this story's about, some of this pain these guys went through and kind of this, I mean, AJ was saying, you know, I had to get it was hard, you know. Dive into this story, man. You got me intrigued.
I think the pain comes more from like just British weather, really. But
Oh, okay.
yeah. So for the story, I think the basis. If you want me to sort of lay the general.
Yeah,
story
no,
out.
give us as much as you want our audience to know.
Yeah.
So when they get intrigued and they see this, they're like, hey, I can't wait for this to come out.
Yeah. So the general foundation of it is obviously AJ's character Barsisha. He's a very highest figure, and then he's he gets sick, and then Josh's character approaches him, and then essentially it's the deal with the devil that he makes, and but that deal he makes, it's got repercussions, and then yeah, these guys come in, and can't really say too much because just very much getting spoiler territory from the get go, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give too much away. You've given us
Try not to.
You've given us enough there.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what kind of impact did you want that to have on the audience? What are you hoping they come away with out of this?
I think it's an especially relevant tale for today because the whole point of the film is that there's how evil can corrupt. There's evil all around us, and it can corrupt even the most, the highest, the person who thinks they're the best. It can corrupt them as well. So essentially, it's it's just about evil being everywhere, really, and that's especially relevant today, I think.
Yeah. So did anybody have to go through any special role prep, or you know, some of y'all talked about, you know, kind of doing some background checks. Did anybody have to really feel like they did, you know, a lot of background check on, you know, their particular character, or you know, talk about a little bit about your experience getting into the role, because it sounds like there was a lot here.
Ian was very clear about each character, so when he was describing each character, it just seemed like we know them. We know the characters, and obviously with the learn the lines and script and everything and reading it, we just everything fell into place. So I mean, Ian did a wonderful job explaining all the scenes and how he wanted it, and like I said, all the characters. He was very clear on that. So there was no homework to do really because we trusted his vision. So we just went with that.
Well, let me. Oh, go on.
Sorry, yeah. I'm just going to add to that. I think he is very good at also giving you that freedom. So for me personally, maybe it's just because I worked with him before and knew how it was, but I knew that he would let me kind of explore the character, get to grips with it, and kind of take it in my own direction. And he's very good at just stepping back and letting you do that if you want to do that, which for me, I think is something I do like to do because I like to play the kind of mysterious, you know, in-depth characters, and he seems to always cast me as people like that. So it was very good for me just to run with it and just see where it took me. Really, I don't know if anyone else had that experience, but he's good as a director just to step back and let you go away and do what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was great. That's
Yeah,
exactly what John sent here.
I was going to say for me as well, I think I agree with Josh. Like, this was like my first time kind of playing such a major role in a film. And when I was reading the script, because I was studying it before we got onto set, I knew the lines, and I was thinking about, oh, what's this character like? What's this feeling in this moment? Without giving away, I don't want to give anything away in the film. So I was like, okay, he's going to be feeling this way, but why is he feeling this way? But I actually found when we were on set together, we could almost kind of like interact with each other. It kind of came more natural where I was like, oh, right. So this is where this anger's coming from. And that definitely for me was really helpful in a creative, on the creative side, where it was just like a lot more natural to like go back and forth with each other.
Yeah, because I could see that being difficult with being three brothers, right? You would need that naturalness and and that kind of bond between the three. So it sounds like you were able to pull that off, which is extremely important, because if that's not believable that they're brothers, you might lose a little bit of that. So kudos for that. That's awesome for sure. What were we gonna say, Chris?
Well, I was just thinking about, so the name of this podcast is Indie Film Sucks, right? And the name of our review site is Indie Film Sucks. And it's not because we don't like indie film. We love indie film. However, there are a lot of terrible, terrible things about indie filmmaking. And some of that is just the challenges of making a film on a micro or non-existent budget. It's the motto of the Peace Corps was the toughest job you'll ever love, right? And that means it's really hard, and it's kind of miserable, but at the same time, there's really nothing else I want to do. So what was sort of the biggest challenge you guys had putting this together?
Yeah, so I'll take this, guys, if you don't mind. So personally speaking, I think it was the third day of the shoot, the third weekend, where we had to climb a really steep hill. And unfortunately, due to my fitness and health reasons, I struggled to climb easily. And basically, in any other situation, I would not blame these guys to be like, okay, you know what, leave him, forget him. We'll go by ourselves, we'll shoot this, and when we get done, we'll shoot something with him. But the way these guys supported me, helped me get up and encouraged me, I felt like that was something really special and created a bond. And that wasn't the only incident in the process where something like that happened. Another one which involved AJ at another location where we were trying to do a scene, but it wasn't coming across properly. But we kept trying. We got together as a group. We kept encouraging AJ. And I felt like you wouldn't get that in anything else. With indie filmmaking, like I said, with the Peace Corps, the message, you have to stick it out together, don't you? You're brothers in this. And I felt like that will come across in the film. I don't know if you guys agree.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It was a good bond, yeah. Especially bond, you didn't give up on anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say for me, like, the hardest part was, and I know it's so common thing to say, like, English weather, but in the moment, there were so many days, like, I think in July, it was quite sunny, it was quite nice, but as soon as it got later into, like August or September, it would just, like, rain and wind, and it was so intense. And I remember on the last day, I think we all probably felt this. There was some moments where I genuinely thought, like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, this is, like, so intense. I think we all need to go to the car, warm up. That's how intense it was. But it was just almost, because we were all going through it, we were all kind of like, all right, because I saw everyone almost, like, have that same face of just pain. We all kind of stuck together, and they were the hardest parts. But weirdly, there was a quite intense scene with me and Josh, but it like helped me in the scene, like that difficulty of the weather. Like I was supposed to be angry in that scene. I almost felt like it let me kind of use that anger in the scene. So I think for me, the weather was the hardest part, but it weirdly helped in certain areas.
We both came back, didn't we, Zane? We were running towards the cars afterwards, and we were both saying like, "Oh, that was my favourite bit. We could have done that bit again." And we were ready to go back out there, even though the rain was sheeting down at that point. We were both like, "Oh, that was so good!" And it did. I do totally agree. It did really add to the intensity of it, and hopefully that comes across on film, really, because we put a lot of effort into that last day as all those
100%. As well, I think we're all sat in the car for like 30 minutes afterwards, just warming up, like no one's fingers or toes. Like,
well, I drove past Ayan on the way back, and he just wound down the window and said, "My hands are frozen. I literally can't drive home."
I mean, I came with him and he was really frozen. We were there for literally 10-15 minutes trying to warm our hands up.
Yeah.
so cold, honestly. It was a good session with no troopers, and we all got through to it, and then we finished the scene off great, and the performances were great.
You want to shoot an independent film, right? You didn't tell you all that before you started.
Well, what I like to say is the worse time you have, the better the stories are later. Like if everything was smooth and perfect, you don't remember that. You remember when you were freezing cold and you were wet and nothing worked, but somehow you just had the will and just the strength of character just to push through and make it work. That's the stuff you remember. And I think ultimately that's what brings people back to independent film is like, yeah, it was really hard, but man, we did it. We overcame that. And now we have something on the other end of it. And I can't wait to do it again. That's my opinion.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
So I expect to see all you guys in another movie with.
Hopefully,
Right. Sorry, Rudy, did I cut you off there?
No, I'm just saying, great. Totally, yeah. What you said, Chris, about Gregor, what you said about the passion, everything, getting everything done, and going through and everything accomplished. Now, like you said, no one remembers the smoothness because that's forgotten. It's all about grueling aspect of filmmaking and the harshness. And like I said to you, the weather wasn't on our side, to be honest, but the weather did help our performances as well. So we're a bit positive and negative about the weather in that case, but yeah, like I said, we all mucked in and we didn't give up. That was the main thing. We didn't give up. We plowed on.
Yeah, and my experience has been that will come across when in the editing, that'll come across in the film, that'll come across in the final product. That's been my experience with what we got 8 now. Something like that under our belt, under all conditions, different weather, and
the cold and the heat and the rain and the snow, all that.
Yeah, we've been through it all. So I respect what you're saying, and I'm almost there with you. But I do want to challenge the locations a little bit and go, could any of this been shot inside?
Good question. It's a very good question.
I'm just throwing it out there for you guys. I'm protecting the talent.
I think we had 2 scenes, 2 days inside.
There you go, guys. Yeah, 2 days inside. You should have cherished it. You didn't know, did you?
How long was the shoot all told? How many shooting days?
I think it was 9 in total.
Fairly long days as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
9 hours.
I'm sorry.
Just saying they were fairly long days as well. Those 9 days. It was pretty intense stuff. I remember one day we were at the top of a mountain or a hill, depending on your point of view, but there was completely bare and there was people walking around and I had to get changed to my costume. So I just went behind 2 rocks and that became my dressing room. I kept saying, I said to other actors, go and sit in my dressing room for a minute. You'll be nice and warm in there. So we just had a bit of fun with it. But obviously, some of the locations were pretty remote, no service, no signal. But hopefully that's what we needed, But they were perfect locations in terms of the visual sense of them, so they should look really good on camera.
Yeah, I think that feeds into what Gregor was saying as well about the difficulty, because we, could have maybe filmed it inside or like maybe somewhere that was less. It was easier to get to, but I think because they were so it took most of us 2 hours. A drive to get there, and it was in the middle of nowhere. There was no signal. Even the first day, half the day, we were just trying to find each other because of how remote it was. But I think because of that difficulty, I really think the scenes will come out really good.
Mhm.
How visually amazing they look. I think they're some of the best places I've been in England. So I'm grateful that Jan found them, just so I can take people that I know to them and just say, look how amazing this place looks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
everybody
exactly.
would finish, right? So you got the first chunk done, you got through pre-production, now you got through production, now you got to get through post. So any plans on distribution yet? Have you thought about that and like where you want this to be and kind of, I don't know if it's different in the UK as it is in the United States. We have certain outlets. So have you thought about that side of things, or can you talk about that?
Yeah, we've got a couple of producers on board. I think Amazon Prime for definite in October, around October time. We're looking at a premiere around August. But yeah, the whole film should be done around July, early August, really.
So you're going straight to streaming with it, or are you doing a festival run or anything like that? Is that your plan?
Yeah, we'll try to get in as many festivals as possible. That is the plan.
No, so are you looking at regional festivals? Are you looking at just UK festivals? Are you looking at worldwide? Are you looking at Sundance and all of that
Yeah,
stuff?
it's a bit ambitious that, but with the shorts we stuck to the UK, so we'll probably stick with the UK again. And obviously, if something bigger comes up, then we'll definitely take that.
Yeah, we got a couple festivals over here. Once it gets, if we're still in connection with you, we got a couple festivals over here that we know some folks that, will definitely shoot something over to the producers for submittals. That, that
We could probably get you in at least
yeah,
one.
we can, absolutely. We can
Yeah.
get one for sure. For sure.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
So definitely help out there. So anything else you guys want to wrap up? We're kind of coming up on, what, close to 40 minutes here. Anything else you guys want to say about this that you want, this is just a teaser to get people going, right? And talk about the experience and stuff like that. So anything else you guys want to say?
I would, well, just to try and whet people's appetites a little bit, I would say film is very multi-layered. I would say if you are a fan of adventure, mystery, or just downright kind of strange goings on, you would probably like this movie. I think it's about a journey at the end of the day. That's the kind of vibe I get from it. But I think if you speak to others, you'll get a different sense. So I think actually my opinion's maybe not correct, but that's how I view it. But I think everyone who watches it will probably have a different perception of it and a different feeling from it. So if that's not enough to kind of intrigue you and pique your interest, then I don't know what is. But that's what I would maybe say about it there. Just a little vignette.
To be fair, I totally agree with what Josh is saying, because I know it's based off a religious tale. However, you can take it into the religious tale and watch it that way, or there's so many layers to this. You can take it from just a straight up a suspense film. There's a bit of horror, thriller, even just an adventure of a family bond. There's something in it for everyone, and it's definitely worth a watch.
Nice. Well said. Anybody else that want to?
Yeah, yeah, sorry, I totally agree with what Zane and Josh said. What Josh was saying about it's definitely a journey of some sort. I'm not going to say what it is because I want to say spoilers, but it was definitely a journey of some sort. And me personally, loving horror movies. My favorite horror movie is Evil Dead. I love that film. So for me to be in a horror movie and a one that's directed by Ayan, which is clear, strong vision, I'm going to say this is going to be one of the best horror movies I've ever been in, and hopefully I've ever watched.
Nice.
To give a general idea, it's very much a character study. It's about the deterioration of the main character. When I was writing it, to give an idea of what the film will be along the lines of, what I had in mind was Faust. There's a bit of Angel Heart in there, bit of Destiny by Fritz Lang, and All That Money Can Buy as well. Those were the main inspirations, really. So be something along those lines.
No, that is awesome. You got anything else? Because we've learned a lot today.
We have learned a lot today.
What have we learned today?
I think we've learned about the highs, definitely,
The lows,
and the in-betweens.
about
True.
independent filmmaking on Indie Film Sucks podcast. We can't thank you enough. The new feature film by All In Entertainment called The Fall of
Barsisa.
starring AJ, Rooney, Nath, Josh, Zane A, and directed by Aeon, writer director. Look for it next year, hopefully October. We'll hopefully bring you back there. So can't thank you enough for being on with us today on the Indie Film Sucks podcast, brought to you by
88mm Productions.
and check us out at indiefilmsucks.com. So thank you so much for being on today. Appreciate it. Good luck to y'all. And thanks for your stories today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for having
Thank you.
us.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Guys.
Thank you.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks